So come stand here and ignore all those pieces, but just stand here for a moment. So yeah, so we'll do a little Pilates, but we'll also incorporate some weights into it.
Okay.
But we'll get back to that. I'm going to put these down for a moment. It's another good practice, another good day with Cathy Sachs.
Okay. Good day with Garnet.
We worked on the other day finding the hip points.
Yeah.
We worked on using the abdominal muscles to support the lower back, and you did it beautifully.
Yeah, but once I'm out of your clutches, I don't do as well. So when I'm supposed to pull in the belly muscles, do I just pull them in?
You do. Let me get, I'm looking for the right, this will work. This will work. There's a couple of things, let me come back. There's a couple of things that help cue the abdominal muscles. In Pilates, they use, think of the pelvis, and the hip points, like the top of the pelvis is here, and you go to the hip points.
Right here.
And to the sheath of muscle we're talking about goes from the pubic bone to the hip points. It wraps around the waist, comes to the bottom ribs, which are right here, and wraps around the front to the sternum, to the bottom of the sternum and the ribs. So it's really here. The bony landmarks of the hip points are a nice dialing up. Cathy, I did this once in a yoga class. I decided to never do it again. There were a bunch of men in the yoga class. It was really quick. It was like, I'll never do that. So everybody was standing. Usually people, I see why mostly people you work with this in lying down, because the instructor doesn't have to see everybody tip their pelvis. I was like, oh my God. I had to really hold myself back from bursting out laughing. But it's not taking the hip points forward, it's a sliding them up, which changes your pelvis, and you have to do that largely with your abdominal muscles.
You don't go down, you go.
Yeah, you don't go down. So if you're here, my hip points are here, and then if I dial my hip points up, there's a drop of the tail and a scoop of the belly. They talk about it in yoga too. So like my belly is here. It is a contraction of the belly muscles to lift the hip points up, which also drops my tail. That's a very strong position, and they'll often use it when they're going to do like weightlifting or something very heavy.
Okay.
You did it beautifully. There are a couple of other things that will help cue that, and we'll work with it in standing because it's easier to see it when you're standing, but don't do it with a room full of men. The squeeze of the legs together with external rotation of the thighs. I know that's hard. I'm going to give you a prop to help you with this. Helps to fire the low abdominal muscles between the pubic bone and the anus. So it tightens up the concentration of the transverse abdominis like this. So I'm going to have you do this, but I'm going to do it first so you see how silly it looks. I'm going to slide this. I'm just grabbing my stuff. Hello, Dar. I knew you were close by. This is Dar. This is Cathy Sachs.
Hello, Cathy.
She's one of my great, fabulous clients.
They're all great, but nice to meet you.
Okay, thank you.
Right?
I was just telling Cathy Sachs about the tip of the pelvis.
Yes, that thing.
And one time I did it once with everybody standing, and there were a bunch of men in the yoga class. I decided to never do that again. It was standing with everybody tipping their pelvis.
Probably,
like,
probably good idea.
I just didn't want to see
Have fun, ladies.
Bye-bye.
I have to leave.
Bye-bye.
Sorry about you.
So, Cathy, if you squeeze so this is my tactile cue. I'll move that out of the way in a minute. I moved so that the camera could see me, this ridiculous movement. Do you know those little candy machines that would dispense candy? Well, anyway, you'll see what I mean. If I want to firm up the abdominals, the squeeze of the pelvis, and the external rotation of the legs pushes that forward. So it's, isn't that the silliest thing ever? So it's a squeeze, which lifts the pelvic floor,
Squeeze the leg.
and then you tip this forward by externally
You
rotating.
mean this? You just go forward? No.
Here, I'm gonna move this so that here you go. You get the prop too.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna see if there's another one. I thought there were a couple in here. They're all over the club, but they're not here. That's fine. If you want a chair to stand here, while we, you might want the back of the chair to hold it to while you're doing this.
Okay.
Place it between your thighs. And don't think, you want to be aware of your hip points,
Okay.
but you don't, and you want to be aware of your abdominal muscles, but I want you to think about squeezing the pad, and that helps to fire. They say fire is the polite way to say it, but it means doming the pelvic floor hammock upward from the pubic bone to the anus, that squeeze, and really it actually helps support the back and the pelvis really nicely. And then if you externally rotate by trying to push the pad forward by externally rotating your thighs. So my top of my thighs are here, and then if you rotate out, that helps to firm up and flatten this area.
Did I do it?
Let's see.
Maybe not.
That's all right. May I? May I grapple with the top of your thigh? It is externally rotating like this. It's externally rotating like this. So your thighs move outward. Yes. And then in. Let's go in and out. Outward and in. Outward and in. Isn't that the funniest thing ever? Okay, go out and note where your hip points are, and if you can sense that doming up of the pelvic floor. And then tune into the low abdominals, and if it feels flatter and firmer. Success!
Well.
So when you can do this with the pillow at home, Scott might wonder what you're doing, but that's okay. Let's come down to the back and play with that same thing. I need 2 pads though for your head, because we used a block before. I think we need 2 pads. What am I going to do for an extra pad? Cathy asked me I run across the studio and get another pad, because I know there's some over there. Oh, here they are. They're in plain sight. Plain sight. And these are smaller, so they're not as...
You know, this Pilates stuff is hard. So when I do it here, I thought you'd help me when I'm home on my own.
Well, it's kind of fine. Oh, is that why you're interested in like just weights? Just to be straight weights?
No, that's not. I just want to be able to do it all at
Well,
once.
before you come down to the mat, let's actually do some hand weights. I like the idea of the hand weights very much. These are 2 pounds. I want you just to use all the things we just used in terms of while you're here, see if you get isometrically. That means without really like moving a limb or moving a leg, you're using the muscle energy to do an effort. So squeeze the thighs together, so that's isometrically, and outwardly rotate. Yes, you did it. And then that will help support you as you do some bicep curls.
Okay.
You can turn the palms towards me and we'll do 10. The elbows can stay right where they are. It aims at this muscle, the bicep, but keep going while I chatter away.
Yeah. My right arm is hard to do.
Do one at a time, Cathy.
Okay.
One of the nice things about the bicep curls, it's so simple, but you have to turn on that muscular stability support, and it's good for the spine.
Okay.
So as simple as just, I can use this one.
So what do I do?
So you want to squeeze the thighs together, externally rotate. There's a firmness here, and then just do 10 repetitions here. You can take a hand here if you want to, because you're looking to, everything's stabilizing while you're managing this weight. Right. It's kind of nice to slow yourself down with an exhale as you raise the arm and inhale as you release. You don't have to do that.
Don't have to do what?
The exhale out and the inhale down. Let's call that 8, 9, 10. Now, what will your right shoulder allow? If you change hands, how are you here?
It's hard for me to start.
Is the
Like this.
initiating it?
Yeah.
Okay, just hold it by your side with it facing, your palm facing. Squeeze the thighs, externally rotate. You know, you can use the other hand to kind of stay firm, abdominal wall, pelvic floor lifted. Try going out a little bit this way, and then come back down. How's that? Let's stick with this. For 2. You can use 3, 4. That's so cute. You're swaying in the direction of the weight. Do you feel that?
Am I really?
You're going like this. Like it's, it's
Like
adorable.
dance?
Turn around and face the mirror so you can see what you're doing. And not that I mind, it's adorable, but you'll want to do it because you choose to do it. Yeah. But no, let's see if we can take it. And I think you're actually going to be able to take both weights. Take this one too. And then keep with that slight sway of the arms out.
Like that?
Yep. And you want to squeeze the legs, firm up the abdominal cavity, externally rotate the thighs, and then it's just a slight sway out and back in. Let's go for 10. 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see your hips swaying towards the weight?
Yes.
Try more concentration right here. That means in.
Okay. Did I stop? I stopped swaying.
You reduce the sway.
Okay.
All right, do you want to try the left arm now? Same movement. 10 here, 1, 2. Concentrate the belly. Squeeze the legs together. Externally rotate the thighs. Stand tall and taller. You're at 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
And then let's see. We'll do that from the floor. I'm gonna have you, let me show you where we're going. You know, we have these lovely things. You can't replicate this at home very easily. You might have something, but I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with this. This is yours, so I'm gonna leave this one over here. And I'll use this. So I'm gonna have you, watch me, come down onto the floor, and we can use this to get into the abs with a little bit more support from behind you. We're gonna come here, like this, and you can take your, we can be here, if your shoulders will allow, or even one hand, because you want to kind of support the head. We'll play a little bit with the firmness here, the squeeze of the legs, the external rotation, and then if that's going well and you feel firm through here, actually I might have you rock your pelvis a little bit so the hip points come up and down, and then we'll firm this up, and then we'll play with one-legged tabletop. And then we can tap the foot to the floor. I won't do it not that fast, we'll do it with the breath, and then firming up, the other leg. And then if that's going well, you can hover the legs and hold on here, sort of like boat pose, but they call it the single leg stretch if you start stretching your legs out. And so that's sort of a taste of what's to come. So first, you want to come down to the floor.
Oh, do I have to? I have to complain.
You
every
do not
time.
have to. You do not have to. It is your choice.
You're making me. Should I put this down?
I was gonna let you come down on the floor, and then I was gonna figure out whether or not you wanted your head this way or that way before I put that down. And I'll bring it right behind you, wherever you go.
I still don't know how I got in such a cycle with this.
Cathy, you're too funny. You expect yourself to be a miracle worker. I mean, you
To
had
get up and down is a lot to ask.
you had a very long journey in terms of back health. You are
Yeah.
very fortunate and lucky, and you're expecting an awful lot of yourself. Because, of course, during that period of time, you got a little deconditioned.
Yeah, but it's now been months.
I know, but Cathy, when I first started seeing you, you were very weak.
Oh, was I?
Yes, you were
Oh,
very
dear.
weak. You were very weak. You couldn't do much. Your energy was really compromised.
Yeah.
You know, or not compromised, but it just didn't have much energy because your body was spending time healing. Now you want to take one hand behind your head because that'll just make it easier. Yeah, whichever arm is comfortable. It's not that you're pulling the head, it's that you are supporting the head so you don't have to overly strain here or back here. What I want you to do is, are you comfortable bending the knees, placing the feet on the floor? Hip points, I want you to dial them up and scoop the belly. That's the term I use. What I want is the belly to concentrate, and I want you to tip the hip points this way, and then tip them this way. So you're gonna tip the pelvis a few times.
You want me to come up to tip?
It is it's the hip points, that's why I say dial up.
So here's the hip point.
May I come to your pelvis and hold on to the sides of your pelvis? Your pelvis can rock this way and this way. It changes the rounding of the back here. It sort of feels like you're flattening your back, and then you're rounding the back. And then here, this is where you concentrate. If you think about squeezing your knees together against my hand, squeeze harder, yeah. And then externally rotate the legs. Still squeezing. And that should really flatten here, which it did. Okay. But that's what you want to use as you stabilize and we start challenging the low abs. You want to keep your hip points still. You're welcome to bring the hand behind your back. Now, exhale, firm up, and then bring one leg to tabletop. And then tap that foot to the floor. There's an exhale here, and an inhale back up. Exhale here, back up. Exhale here, and back up. And then that foot comes to the floor. Rest for a moment and let the muscles be relieved, sort of quiet and relax for a moment. Exhale. You want to concentrate the belly, lift the pelvic floor, isometrically squeeze the legs, and then bring the other leg up. And then tap the foot to the floor and back up. You need more challenge.
Huh?
It's a good thing you need more challenge. All right, you ready? Take both hands and catch the back of the legs and draw them up to tabletop. Yep. How's that going?
Not wrong.
That's good for you. Let's count to, and what you want to do is think about scooping the belly. So here, scoop the belly. You've got something supporting you, but you want to scoop the belly, which will bring you up a little higher and more.
Now, what does scoop the belly mean?
Right below the belly button.
Yeah.
It means this, watch. Which means my pelvis tipped into a posterior tip. So my hip points, my pelvis went like this. So the belly scooped, and the tail, to me, feels like the tailbone also tips towards my heels. So it gives me a little bit more firmness through the lower back. Go, Cathy, go. And let me give you the pad back, because I think you're fine. I'm going to give you a smaller pad. Now that we found the smaller pads. All right. Here, let me get over you closer so that I have to lean so far. All right. Squeeze the knees together. Squeeze. Now, lift the legs. I'll count to 25. Yeah. That wasn't, I was going to count fast.
There's not a chance.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Squeeze. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. See, I counted to 25. Now I want to add something. If it's very specific, I want this between your heels because, let's see if I can set it up so it's more behind you. So, yeah, it feels kind of like, now, squeezing the heels together, I'll show you. Squeezing the heels together like this makes it so that there's a little bit of external rotation.
You want me to bring this up? Are you serious?
I've never gotten a look like that for you. Like,
I don't know why this is so hard.
yes,
Can I hold on for dear life on this?
yes, please hold on to the sides of the mat. And here,
No.
come on, I'll help. Squeeze the thighs together, squeeze the heels together.
Okay.
This should be, yeah, oh, it's nice and firm. Look at that, Cathy. That's
Well, I made a special effort to do that.
All right, I'm lightening up my support. You're holding it, you're holding it. Oh, go, Cathy, go. That's great. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that was very good. 25. Oh, yay! How was that, Cathy?
That was work.
All right, at home, I would suggest having the sofa behind you. You can sit, you can just be here and hover the feet. And then, but have something you can fall into, like you have here, okay?
Okay.
We're changing what we're doing because we've been working on abdominals, and you often want to strengthen your glutes a little bit. I'm gonna have you come up.
I tell you, after our last session,
Yeah.
I was so sore the next day I could barely walk.
Oh no.
It was really just terrible.
Do you want to get, but I don't
But I
want-
worked out that day, and then I thought I should have taken a day off, so I took the next day.
Oh, good. Yeah, I would like you sore, a little bit sore, the day after and for 2 days. I do not want you sore a week later.
Okay. So when I'm sore, do I not work out?
When you're sore, you do not work that same muscle group. When you're sore, you skip a day or 2. If you're, so, I mean, but if your glutes are sore, you can still do arms or back or butt. If your butt is sore, don't do butt, do abs and arms and legs. Does that make sense? Okay.
Well, that means taking time off, since a lot of what I have is abdomen and
Then let me show you where we're going, but you're welcome to come up to a seated position. We're gonna come to the pelvis supported. You're gonna come here. You're gonna use a little bit of what we just used in terms of, if you watch the top of my pelvis right here, when I draw my abdominal muscles into engagement, it'll be a little bit raised, so they're off, now they're on. So that gives me a little more firmness through here. And then I wanna lift one leg and place it down, and it's pretty long and straight, and then the other leg, and put it down. And a little bit of external rotation, that means the knees, feet out a little bit, so that, and the thighs are turned out a little bit, will be helpful too. You wanna be careful not to slump into, that's an official word, slump, into your shoulders. So we'll watch that as we set this up. You can also do this on the floor. So you can do this at home on the floor. It's just sort of more fun to have a little height under you because you're not quite as like smashed into the floor, right?
Yeah, I don't know what I have at home that's like that.
Yeah, you can do it on the floor. So really, on the floor, it looks something like this. It looks like this.
Okay.
Cause see, it's glutes,
Okay.
glutes. Ready to try?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come. Can you crawl around to a little bit so I can back this up towards you? So this is more in the center because you'll end up more on the mat.
So you want me to turn that way?
Mm-hmm. Will that work? Good going. Your forearms come to the ground, so your belly, butt, top of the thighs will be supported. You're doing great, Cathy. Forearms to the ground. Yeah. How is that? Right. Now, draw the belly into engagement so this area comes up a little bit. Yes, just like that. Now, spread the legs a little bit wider, just a little wider with the big toes heavy and the baby toes up. And then straight, left leg, and lift the left leg slightly off the floor and place it back down, nice. And then right leg, yep. Keep going. You can use the exhale as you lift on the effort, and inhale as the leg comes down. Don't worry too much about the breath pattern, especially at home. Just keep firing glutes. Yeah, nice, Cathy. How many should we do? Let's do I think you've done, you're headed to 6. Let's go to 10 and take a rest. 7. 8. 9, 10, and then rest for a moment. You're welcome to, you're gonna keep going?
I'll take the rest.
Okay, take the rest, yeah. I say 30 seconds to 2 minutes is a good rest period, and then going again. So we'll go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cathy, that's great. Good glutes. Good glutes. Cathy Sachs has good glutes.
Yeah, I paid for them.
How are they feeling?
Fine.
Oh, good. All right, you ready? We're gonna progress a little bit.
You know what I noticed though, is it's a lot easier to come up on the right than it is the left.
Uh-huh, and, yeah. Well, that's a good one to focus on, in terms of just, and then Cathy, I moved this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. If you're comfortable with that, the next progression would be to lift both legs. And then just do a little flutter kick like this. But the straighter the legs, the more you get into the glutes. So the legs go straight and they lift, yes. And then it's just a little flutter kick. We'll count to 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. And yeah. And then make your way up to a seated position. Goodness, you can. And Cathy Sachs, while we're here, let's use this.
You want me to sit on top?
No, don't sit on it yet. While we're here, I'm gonna have you come here and walk your knees out and just stay in a plank position for a moment with your knees down. The easiest if your knees allow is to have your feet up like this, but down is good too. So the weight over the hands higher than the knees makes it a little easier on the arms and shoulders.
Like this?
Can you walk the knees back, or we can slide this out? Because I'll show you. If where you are is the best thing for you, stay there. I'll show you. If you're here with your knees at an angle like this, it's a little easier. But if you walk your knees back out as you feel stronger and stronger, if you walk your knees further away, you can come more into a straight line, and then you can keep walking your knees out. But it's stabilizing through the trunk. Yep. So aim for staying for like a count of like 10 to 25. What should we count to?
Let's start at 10.
Okay.
So what am I doing?
It's basically a plank, Cathy.
So I'm just kind of staying here?
Yeah, well, and is that challenging?
It's all right.
All right, if you want more challenge, I can set up more challenge, but that might be plenty. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let's try, that look too easy for you, Cathy.
Well,
How
my
are your knees?
wrists are real sore.
Okay, yes, that's a reason to just hold them.
Yeah.
And then, are you comfortable spreading your knees and using the arc barrel to rest into a child's pose? Spread the knees. In Pilates, they call it a shell stretch. Yeah, good for hip opening.
You want my knees more open?
If they go more open, because it gives you more hip mobility, but if they don't go more open, then that's perfect. You go with what your body will give you, right?
Okay.
Maybe stack the hands and rest the hands on the head. So it looks like, you have a little support for the forehead and the head. Back is rounded. Drop the tail towards the ground, and there's a scoop of the belly too.
Is that a scoop of the belly?
The child's pose, the shell stretch is a resting pose, but the scoop would be to scoop this upward and drop the pelvis down. So the pelvis would go like this, and the hip points go up. So the low belly scoops in. How's that?
Okay.
All right. We're going to do a side series. So come up you have to tell me if this will work for you. The side series is often laying on your side like this. I think that's kind of hard on your, might be kind of hard on your shoulder, but we have this lovely prop of an arc barrel. And you snuggle your knees up to it with the hip too. So I can slide the barrel a little closer to you. And I'm gonna slide it just a little bit back so it comes all the way here. Yep. We're gonna slide into a resting, reclined position. Will that work?
I can't do it with this.
That shoulder, okay, let's see. You could be here, but you just wanna make sure your head is comfortable. So I was trying to figure out where to put the arm. So your shoulder won't do that, that's fine. This is okay, but it's kind of hard for the head and neck.
Yeah.
So, the other option, I'll come up to seated for a minute, let me figure it out. The other option would be to use pads, which we might have done before, or something, so a stiff pillow. And it's to come here like this. And you've done clam, and so this allows the shoulder to have some space, and it doesn't have to be outstretched. But I want to avoid the shoulder being slid forward like this. I want the top of the humerus to move under you, so I want to have enough height. It might be that we use 3 pads. The top leg's going to go out, the bottom leg is bent, and it just lifts and lowers. Lifts and lowers. If you're comfortable, you can also add a weight as the arm lifts. As the leg lifts, the arm lifts. Let's try 3 pads for the side series. And then I'll hand you a weight, and it's your right arm. I'm having a moment. It's the right or the left arm that's isn't as strong.
The right is,
Yeah,
my left is not terrific either, but it's more the right.
Okay. So the left might, and then,
So,
you're gonna come here. We're gonna try 2 pads first. And it might be that this under your waist would be kind of nice too. Yeah, how's that, Cathy? How's the shoulder?
what else do I have to do with it?
Nothing.
Okay,
Will it tolerate it, or is it pinching in a way that's not appropriate? You've got it pretty well set up, but I know that you have things with your shoulder, so.
yeah, it hurts in here.
And if you have a little support back here, does that help?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, yeah. I was hoping it would, but I didn't think it would. And then your shoulder blade is pretty, like, can you slide your elbow back any further? Yeah, so that means that the whole arm goes this way, and then bring your head back of your head towards me. So it's not rolling the head, yeah, it's just stretching out the spine. Yeah, and are you still feeling the pinch?
That's better.
Okay. Extend the top left leg out, straight out. And it's pretty firm and straight, You want to use some abdominals, so you want to fire the belly, draw it in, and then the leg lifts and lowers. And we'll do that 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, clamshells. We'll just do 10, not 45. Bend the top knee. And the knee just slowly lifts and you're looking for the pelvis to stay still. So you're looking for this muscle to activate. So I'm gonna hold your pelvis steady.
Okay,
Okay, and you lift the knee.
like that.
And I'm not letting you move your pelvis. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then stay here, Kathy. Is your arm okay? If you wanted to add, and we're gonna do 3. Your hand will come to the weight that's on your hip. This hand will come here. Stretch the arm out. Hold on to the weight. Stretch the arm long. And all I want you to do is lift it straight up about 6 inches.
Like that.
And then back down. Great. Your 3 turned into 6.
Oh, I couldn't remember what you said.
That was 7.
Oh, okay.
That's good. It looked like you handled that just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right, we're adjusting to come to the second side. So that means you need to sit up or roll over. Probably rolling over would be the easiest thing to do, but you might have to sit up to roll over.
Yeah.
You help me figure out which way is going to be best for you. You want to roll to face the mirror and the camera and the concept 2 ergs.
Okay.
Yeah, take your time.
So. Okay, I want to come down. Huh?
Your head is here. Yeah, your head will be here. Do you want some support from behind?
Yeah, I don't
Security.
know. Yeah.
Security. Here's the security. The hip and a leg. There you go. So if you pitch back, you'll pitch into me. Okay. There's something that's slowing you down. Is it your arm? You know, like in terms of just setting it up carefully.
It's my whole body.
Your whole. It's a cute body, Cathy says.
Oh, well, thank you.
All right. How's the left arm?
It's fine.
Okay. Extend the top right leg out, long. A little scoop of the belly, and then lift the leg. We'll do 10 lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great.
Oh, how many?
I said 7, 10, 8, 9, 10, and then bend the knee. And then I'm holding your hip still. Get into a position where I can hold the hip still. Okay, hip still.
Mm-hmm.
And then lift the knee. And we went for 10. 1. Oh, good. This side seems stronger, Cathy.
It's much easier.
5, 6. You don't even need me. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, great. Here's this hand weight. It's going to come to the top of your hip and you're going to reach down for the weight. And even just to hold it is fine. Even just to get the arm here. All right?
Okay.
Okay, first, stop wrinkling your brow. Straighten the arm, because that'll talk to the shoulder blade, like I'm getting ready for something.
Okay.
All I want you to do is just hold the weight and hover the weight over the hip and see how that goes. Just try to lift the weight. That's fine. Your brain is talking to your arm and your muscles. Yeah. Great. That's all I want you to do. That's perfect. Can you do 7 of those? 2, 3, yay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, right, we get to 7. You wanted to grow on. Cathy, even though that's challenging and it doesn't do the same thing as the other side, we're not giving up on that arm. You know, you still want to keep it going. Thank you, right arm, you know? All right, we're gonna come up to standing.
I knew there was a thing to this.
You want me to get this pad out of the way, the bottom pad?
Okay.
How am I gonna get it out of the way? Besides picking you up, which I could do. If we need to, I can pick you up, Cathy Sachs.
You want to pull it out?
You want me to pull or push? I think, am I pulling or pushing?
Whatever gets it out.
It doesn't go with the purple shirt very well.
Now.
Now.
I think I'm stuck.
No, you're not. Look to that hand and roll to that hand. Forget about sitting up, just roll to the hand.
This one?
Yep, and then exactly, send this leg out. Yeah, and then you're gonna need to come up onto your knees. So don't give up on your knees. Yeah, take your hands to the floor. Yeah. Come back onto your side for a moment. Roll back to your side.
Which one?
This side.
The
Oh, which
left?
side is stronger?
The left.
Okay, come to the left. Roll back to your hip. Yep, tuck your wing underneath. Here are your pads. You did it. Yay, Cathy Sachs.
It's because I couldn't get up any other way.
That's a fun way to get up. That's a fun way to get up. Hold on. Here. You did it. You did it very well, I might add.
Okay.
And the more you do that, the more you'll be stronger at doing it. Right?
We shall see.
Come stand and look at the mirror and what I want you to do is I want you to stand here and lift the leg.
Okay.
And sort of hold on to that. And we'll do
So this,
Yeah.
this?
Yep, lift that. Two. I'm going to count that as 3, 4. We're going to 10. And look up. 5. You can use the mirror. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like using the mirror. Bring both feet down. We're going to change to the other foot, but I'm going to move the chair to the other side. Because I like you looking at the mirror because it allows you to look in the mirror to find out where your feet are instead of looking down. Because the weight of your head draws your shoulders too, right? Right. All right, second side.
So,
Is the chair in a good place?
yeah.
Yeah, so the left foot on the chair. And we'll do 10 little marches of that right knee up. And you're looking in the mirror, even though you're
I
tempted to look
can't
at.
see.
Oh, okay. I can see you. I don't know why you can't see them. Let's see. Does that set you up so that you can see?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. We're coming back to the other side. We're changing the pattern a little bit, similar but different. So your knee came out to the side before. Now, I mean, I marched it up, but now I want you to, it would be, you'll step here, and you'll hold on to the chair, and you'll take this foot out for 10, okay? And then look up. 2, great. 3, 4, 5, 6, yay. 7, 8, 9, 10. Shifting the chair to the second side. And then you'll do out to the side. I'm gonna go put the weights away. You're doing great, Cathy.
Okay, is it time to stop?
Almost. I'm just
Wow, that went fast.
It did go really, I think it went really fast too. You got that, you've got a good swing to that leg, that's great.
My right leg is easier. Yeah. So what's wrong with the left?
Well, keep working with that left. We love the left.
Oh.
All right. I'm gonna start putting things away. And I see you next week, but it's not on the regular day, our regular Thursday. Is that right? You always keep track of that. Do we
I
have,
thought it was 1:30.
well then maybe it was,
No, it can't be, because I had that immunology. So it must be.
we do have something set up, I just don't recall.
I think it must be Friday.
I think it's Friday, Cathy.
I've got it on my schedule.
Me too. Me too. Oh, goodbye, Cathy Sachs on the video. See you later.